Hey, what's up everyone? It's Dave Stone again, and I'm live with another exciting episode of Develop Awesome Skills. And today, we are going to be transplanting Moringa seedlings into red party cups. Got my party cups right here. So, that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I've sprouted a whole bunch of seedlings. And I want to show you a couple things. So I tried to sprout them in different methods. There's a couple things you can, there's a couple containers you can buy when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's. There's these little plastic ones. They look like that. They have holes in the bottom, so a lot of times you just water the pan underneath. You could spray the top, but you just fill up the bottom, let them get watered from the bottom. So I tried those, and then I also tried these Jiffy pots and the biodegradable ones, and I gotta say I like the little holes on the bottom, because the little holes on the bottom and being plastic only lets water come up from the bottom. These will soak up all the water and they'll stay wet. So basically, if you could see the difference here, can you see both of the pots? So this one is the Jiffy pot. I planted them at the same time. I probably have 12 sprouted out of 6, 12, 24, 36, 48. Yeah, 60. So out of 60, I only had like 12 sprouted of the Jiffy pots, which is not common. But look at the plastic pots. Pretty much got about a 90% sprouting rate on these little guys. So I seem to prefer the little pots. Now I also, at the same time of these, hey, what's up, Kelly? They don't like peat. Yeah, I don't use peat. Definitely not. I don't like peat because it's a non-renewable resource. If you're gonna need something like peat, I would use coconut coir personally. But that's for water retention, and right now I need to really work on more drainage. So that's kind of what these guys like. But these I planted at the same time as these guys. So pretty much the white cups, I won't have to transplant these. So that's why you can grow them in here for pretty much almost a year, but maybe 6 months, 8 months, and then you could transplant these into a longer or a bigger pot, or the ground after that. So they can go straight from the cups into the ground. Here you have to transplant. So I do kind of like using the cups. Just to start it out. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna just show you how I transplant a couple of these, and but the bottom's out and put in. Yeah, right now I'm putting. So Kelly was saying to put them in the ground so the taproot stays wet. I'm gonna wait to put them in the ground right now because I'm actually starting. I think I'm gonna start selling these Moringa seedlings online if you guys would be interested. I'm gonna be propagating so many for the orchard that I'm creating, but I'm gonna have a lot of Moringas that are growing at different stages. So if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know, and I'll think about how to start making that happen. But anyway, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna transplant a couple of these, and I'm gonna put this one back here. I'm gonna transplant the strong ones first. So here's a couple things on how to do it. So you got to so these red plastic cups don't have holes in them normally, obviously, because that would suck if you're at a party. But these ones, so what my brother did on these, there's a couple ways to do it. Took a whole bunch of cups. Be very careful if you're going to do it this way. And then you would basically take a drill bit, put it down on the table, drill. You could do it that way, but that's actually a faster way to do it if you're going to do a whole bunch of them. But here's how I like to do it. It's just take some scissors and just cut off the corners of the cup like that. And then it'll drain properly. So that's how I do it. I'm gonna do a couple more of these. But the drill method works fine too, and it's actually pretty quick. So you're looking for speed. Okay, so there's a couple. I'll grab 6. 3 of the drilled ones and 3 of my cut ones. And so what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna mix my soil, the soil mixture that I'm gonna be using. So I'm gonna put it in here. This concrete mixing tub is super nice to have. From Home Depot. It's very useful for a lot of things. This bag's already open. Oh, come on, man. It's gonna be mostly potting soil, but I'm going to enrich it. And then after I enrich it, we're gonna feed these new plants. Well, that's enough, that's plenty. So I'm not gonna do them all live on here for you guys because it's gonna be I'm gonna have to take me a little while. But I'm gonna do a couple here for you. So, all right, so I take my cups, just put them in the soil, and then you just fill them up pretty much. Leave a little room on the top. You're probably just gonna really wanna go halfway in the beginning. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of take them in halfway. Maybe like a third, because when you set the root in there, you need to be very gentle. That's the thing, if you just plant the seeds in these cups, you don't have to worry about transplanting them for a while. And that's, now if you want to know the best thing to plant them in, it's one of these, and I'll show you. These tree pots. They are 9.5 inches by 9 inches by 2 7/8. And if you notice how deep they are, because moringas like to taproot. So these, you can definitely leave the moringa in here for 1 year and it'll be very strong when you take it out. But this one, same thing, but probably 6 months is a good time for this one. It'll be nice and have very vital roots. You might not get a year out of the cups, but at least you won't have to transplant it when it's very young and fragile. All right, so now I'm gonna grab one of these containers. So this one, all 6 of them sprouted, and they're like 9 inches on this tall one. This guy has 2 of them on it, and the multi-trunk, it's actually not a multi-trunk. That looks like, actually that is a multi-trunk, because I only put 1 seed in that hole. So I'm gonna leave everything like it is, and I'm gonna start taking them out. Now the easy way to take them out on these ones, just kind of push a little bit on the bottom. You just kind of push a little bit, very gently, and it'll start pushing up. And then you want to put your fingers on all of them when you turn it over, so you only want to get 1. Actually, I might just take these first 2. All right, oh, there we go. Yeah, check these out. Look at these roots. These are very vital. And this has been since 7/11, right? So it's not even the first of the month. This has only been 20 days from seed, and they have this many roots already. So these are gonna be perfect for transplanting right now. Okay, I'm gonna set this one down. We're gonna start with this guy. Gently set him in there and then backfill it. Lightly pack around the ball, very lightly. This is the delicate process, so you really want to make sure that you keep them upright and don't manhandle them too hard. You know what I forgot to do here is I forgot to put rock dust in this soil. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sprinkle some rock dust just here on it so it has a little bit more. Now I did use rock dust when I planted it first time, and I'm just going to work it in the top layer. And this is going to need a really good water. You know what else I'm also going to do at the top of this is I'm going to throw some worm castings just on the top, because I don't have that many worm castings left, so I'm not going to mix it into the soil, but just put a nice amount on the top. There's worm castings mixed with rock dust on the top here. So I just kind of mix it in, and when you water it, that's just going to soak in. That's going to become food for this little guy. So there's one. Let's get this one in. This is a very strong one here. I'm pretty surprised actually that these got so tall and strong out of these small pots, the small starters. And really you want to make sure you don't break that root ball apart, because those roots need to stay intact. If you break it apart, it'll probably wither on you, and there's a chance that if you keep it moist, it could come back. But if you break the root ball, it's gonna stunt its growth for sure. You know what, I'm just gonna put a little rock dust in this section here and mix it in. So yeah, that's nice. And actually, I'll just refill these. So there's two, and then the worm castings right on top. So I've been thinking about this lately. There's a term, if you're not growing, you're dying. And, you know, as I was doing the career that I was very passionate about the movie industry for a long time. And as I was doing that, I somehow ended up losing my fire later in the years. I mean, I did it for 12 years. So at the end of this, I started becoming kind of an employee as a producer. I would be hired from studios, one studio in particular, and I would go work for them for a few months, 9 months for the TV show. I just felt so much like tied down, and if you're not growing, you're dying. And so I didn't feel like I was moving forward at all, not with my passion. So what I really figured out was that I needed to do something that I loved every single day, and that's what movies used to be for me. But once I started planting this garden, I realized something greater, that I was kind of dying a little bit inside, because now I'm watching these plants grow, and as some of these plants are growing very well, a lot of new growth, some of them are dying. So it's like, but I'm trying to bring them back. But it's just an interesting thing, because I think it could be in your business, it could be in your life, it could mean for plants. It's just a metaphor that can kind of apply to a lot of things, that if you're not growing, you're dying. So if you feel very stagnant right now in your life, or you feel like you don't know what's going on, you're just in a loop, an endless loop that just keeps going day after day, and you're not really that happy, I would give you a little bit of advice. You don't have to listen to me, because I am a little crazy, but I think it's pretty simple. And I think the advice is, find something that like gets you on fire. If you're so super busy with family, with work, with everything, find one thing that like lights you up, and try to spend like 30 minutes a day thinking about that and then putting it into execution, writing a plan down and then doing it. If you want to learn the harmonica, go take a lesson, 30 minutes a week, 30 minutes twice a week. You know, invest in yourself a little bit. You know, make sure, like, the best investment you can make is into yourself. So that's kind of my little rant today. If there's a course you want to take, like I'm going to become an herbalist, I'm going to become a master gardener, but these are courses that cost money. But does it matter? Because this is now my life's mission. And so I'm very excited that I'm kind of like on a path, on something I can see myself doing for a long time to come, and probably for the rest of my life. I don't see myself getting out of this garden for the rest of my life. You know, now that I got a house and I got a little bit of dirt, my chains have come off. I've been unleashed. And I did that to myself. I was able to take my own leash off because in a way I put a leash on myself and I've been holding myself back. The only common denominator to all of my problems or successes is me. There's only one common denominator to everything that happens to me, and that's me. So once I started taking responsibility for that and asking myself, what do I really want? I found the answer. So if you're not growing, you're dying. And if you feel like you're dying, find something that just gives you a spark and try to do it consistently. Not a video game, not something like, I don't know. It really can be anything, but probably something where you're learning something. You know, learn something new, develop an awesome skill, any awesome skill. Learn how to crochet better than anybody else can crochet. Crochet an American flag or a Russian flag if you're Russian. You know, make your mom, back in the day, my mom did this thing with needle and fabric. It's like an artwork, macrame, I think it's called. Anyways, it's kind of cool. And my mom's also a calligrapher. You know, she makes letters that are beautiful and gorgeous flourishings and things like that by hand, and she's been doing that for a very, very long time. So find some kind of an art, some kind of thing that drives you, makes you happy inside, and give yourself a little time, a little bit of time to yourself to improve yourself and develop an awesome skill. So that's my rant. Sorry it was so long, but I love you guys, and I just want to share my experiences here because my life's been crazy, it's been awesome, it's been good, but the best times and the most successes I've ever seen in my life are when I followed my dreams and my passions, and now I could do it a little smarter because I've done it a couple times, but I don't know. I think I reinvent myself every 10 to 12 years. That's kind of what's been happening for the last 2 decades. But all right, well, this is how you transplant a moringa. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna water them, and I'm gonna start stacking them up under here. Now this area gets shade probably about 10 or, ooh, there's a beautiful rainbow right now. See if you can see that. You see that rainbow? Check that out. That's so pretty. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm gonna get to transplanting all these moringas. I actually have about 70 that I have to put into cups. And I'm gonna use some 1-gallon containers too, because I have them available. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, hit subscribe, share it with people that need to learn more about moringa, because moringa is a miracle tree. It's called the tree of life. Well, a lot of people call it that. Or the never die tree, translating to never die. Google it, Moringa, moringa. Check it out. So, all right, guys. I'm also thinking about doing some kind of a drawing or a contest. I'm trying to build my subscriber base right now. So if you guys can kind of think about a cool way to do a contest where I think I can give out some seedlings. So if you guys are interested in some Moringa seedlings, kind of give me an idea on what I can do to build some subscribers, which is my main goal with my channel right now, because I really want to get the word out about Moringa and my garden to the world. And now everything just started watering on my feet, which is awesome. So, all right, guys, hope you're having a good one. If you need anything, ask me a question. Also, I did get a couple questions on how to plant the Moringa when you cut them off, the branches, when you harvest the Moringa, how to transplant those cuttings. So I'm gonna do a video on that soon, in the next day or two. And before I go, I wanna show you an update on Maui the Moringa, because if you remember, I just chopped it down in the storm because it was laying all the way over, but it was clean up top. So check this out. That's the top of it now, and it's been about a week, and there was no branches up there. It was just the stalks. And this branch is just also blowing up a lot here. And then this little guy, I chopped it down, and we'll spin around so it's not backlit. So that's all new growth, and that's probably about 15, 18 inches all along there. So these things are super prolific. They grow really fast if you treat them right. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And if you guys have any questions, hit comment below. Oh, I got a lot of comments, guys. I'm gonna check them out. Juan Arcos. Thank you, dude. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm very excited about my Moringas. And yeah, I think having a garden relaxes me. It's something that kind of my zen. So I love getting up in the morning and watering my garden. So on that note, mango trees out.